So in this example, there is a resistance which I found using the profile. You can see it in here with combination with the order flow showing the volume cells. So in here there is the level, heavy volumes traded at this price level at 1.0850. Now if you look at the order flow, you can see that there are multiple nodes in here. Those two, then this one, also this one is very close, and from this area strong selling activity started. By the way, there are also high volume nodes in here, and we have those volumes on the profile. So this is a resistance zone, and before trading it we want it confirmed. So let's replay this situation now, and let's see what happens on the order flow, especially on the 5-minute bid-ask order flow when the price hits this resistance. Alright, what we wanted to see is a confirmation before entering a short trade. So right now nothing really special is happening. Delta is going sideways. You can see that also in here. Nothing special on Delta. But you can see that the price is slowly rising. Now there are aggressive buyers jumping in, buying imbalances. Let's see if those buying imbalances stay after this footprint is formed. Delta slightly positive. Alright, so nothing special in here. Only this buying imbalance, but we also see sellers in here. So nothing special. Delta is still moving sideways. What I want to see is some confirmation somewhere around this level. Now you can see that there's also unfinished business in here. So if the price hits this level, I think it's pretty likely that the price will actually also touch this unfinished business to test it. So let's wait and see. Delta going downwards. Okay, buying imbalances, buyers jumping in, aggressive buyers in here. When you see this, you need to start paying attention, because there could be quick move and it could hit the level. Because buyers are jumping in. Look at Delta. Alright, now we want to see some confirmation. Either absorption, limit orders, or delta divergence. Seems like sellers are jumping in here. This could be the first confirmation. If you are aggressive, you can enter in here right now. But let's see if we see anything else. But this should be enough. Those 115, if you are aggressive, this should be enough for you, because those are sellers jumping in. So let's see, let's wait what will happen next. More sellers jumping in, but the delta is still going upwards. The delta is still positive for this footprint, but this can change. And delta isn't everything. Remember that limit orders mess the delta up. Now, actually, I think that there could be limit orders jumping in here, selling limit orders. So watch this number. We had aggressive sellers in here. Nothing really special is happening on the delta, but as you can see, aggressive sellers were jumping in here. Also, I think that in here, those are limit orders, selling limit orders. Seems like the sellers are absorbing the pressure. I'll fast forward a bit. Alright, this seems like an absorption, like the sellers were absorbing the buyers. We have sellers jumping in here, aggressive sellers, very close to our short level. One tick above it, we also have a huge number on ask, and this could be limit orders of the sellers jumping in. Maybe those were also buyers who tried to push the price upwards, but as you can see, the sellers are absorbing that, and the price isn't moving higher from this place. All this happening around this resistance level, which we picked. This would be enough confirmation to enter a short. Nothing special happening on delta, nothing special happening on the trades filter, but this would be enough confirmation to enter a short. So the short trade entry would be from this level or from this level. So let me print the line in here at 0848, and let's continue with the replay. Let's see how this trade will develop. Now there's one more thing remaining, and that is to determine where to place the stop loss. aggressive stop loss could be above this area, above this high volume area. So I'll print it on all charts. I'll change the color to some sort of red, so it's easy to tell. So this is where you could place the stop loss. This would be 8 ticks from the entry point. Now the take profit for this case, I would prefer it in ideal scenario if there is nothing spooky about this trade, like buyers jumping in, then somewhere in this rotation, because as you can see there were a lot of heavy volume nodes in here. Now let me show you a chart with a volume profile. This is the place where we went short from. So what I'll do, print the profile over this area, over the area where the price went upwards and hit the resistance. Now the heaviest volumes are in here, 0824. So in ideal case, this could be the take profit. So I'll mark it in green. I'll print it on all charts. So if strong sellers jump in, push the price downwards, and if there's no sign of aggressive buyers, then this would be the ideal take profit. Actually 1 tick above it, just to make sure. Let's see what happens. All right, so I'll move this to my another screen so we can see better what's going on the order flow. And I'll continue with the replay now. Let's watch the delta. What we want to see now is aggressive sellers jumping in. All right. After a confirmation, we want to see aggressive sellers to jump in. We want to see negative delta. Currently delta is around 0. Sellers jumping in. Market orders, I think, in here. Those. Price is dropping, selling imbalance, aggressive seller jumping in, more selling imbalance, another selling imbalance in here, more aggressive sellers, negative delta. I'll slow the replay down a bit so I don't have to talk too fast, alright? Delta is dropping. You can see it also in here. As well as the price is dropping too. There are sellers jumping in, aggressive sellers. You can see that the sellers are way more aggressive than the buyers. The sellers took over. The buyers ran out of fuel in here in this absorption. And this looks pretty good. At this moment, you would be in a profit of 10 ticks. I would secure the position in here. So if the buyers start to jump in again, you don't lose too much. All right, but this looks good. This looks like the sellers could continue pushing the price downwards. Let's see if they make it to this take profit. I'll speed it up a bit. No sign of buyers. Delta is around 0, but there's no sign of aggressive buyers. More sellers jumping in. Delta turns negative. More sellers jumping in. Delta is dropping. If you are not into trades which last too long, you can also quit the trade in here where there is this double note on the 5-minute chart. Heavy volumes were traded there, so this could prove as a support, so you can quit your trade there. But you can see aggressive sellers jumping in, selling imbalances, aggressive sellers in here, so maybe just quit half of your position in here and continue with the second half. More sellers. There's no sign of buyers. Buyers ran out of fuel and sellers are dominating the market. Look at Delta. Negative Delta. Now there are some buyers jumping in here, but the sellers are clearly stronger, but if you wanted to quit your trade in here, then this could be the sign of the buyers, and after seeing that, you actually may want to quit the trade in here. I mean the first half of the position, because still Delta is negative in all those footprints, which means sellers, aggressive sellers, are dominating the market. Cumulative Delta is dropping. There's no sign of reversal. Another footprint with negative Delta. Price is dropping. More sellers jumping in. Selling imbalance. Also sellers in here. Negative Delta again. Alright, so we have complete footprint with negative Delta. Setting imbalance at low, which indicates that the sell-off could continue. Setting imbalances, sellers dominate the market. Cumulative Delta dropping. Look at the Delta in here, in the 30-minute footprint. Really negative. And this is the take profit. And maybe we'll see some, and maybe we start seeing buyers jumping in around this place, which would be a signal to quit the trade. So now you should really be paying attention to what happens next. Because if buyers appear, then you want to be quick. But currently there are selling imbalances, so it seems that sellers are dominating the market. But you don't want to be too greedy. Remember, this is intraday trading, and this is already a huge profit. So I think it would be just best to quit the trade in here, even though there is not really any sign of buyers. Let's play it some more. Let's see what happens next. There are selling imbalances. Delta is dropping. More sellers jumping in. Delta around 0. It was positive a while ago. Buyers entering the market. Now it would be a good time to quit the trade if you are still in the trade. Huge volumes appeared around the high volume area, both on bid and ask. This could be absorption. Buyers absorbing the sellers. So when you saw this, it would be a good idea to quit the trade. By the way, for the first time after a long time, the delta turned positive. It seems that the selling pressure is over, at least temporarily. So yeah, this would be a good place to quit the trade. Alright, so that's for the video, guys. I hope you liked it, and thanks for watching.